everyone. Thank you for joining us for our Made at Home series with the University of Georgia Family and Consumer Sciences agents from across the state. My name is Christina Garner, and I'm the Stewart County Family and Consumer Sciences agent. Today, I'll be joining Becca Stackhouse and Candace Tucker to bring you some research-based nutritional information and recipes about fruits and vegetables that are currently in season. Today, we're going to start off with some basic nutritional information about beets, followed by Candace, who will dive a little deeper into the nutritional information, and end with Becca sharing us a delicious beets recipe with us. So to start with, just some basic nutritional facts about beets. They're an excellent source of vitamin A and C. The tops of beets are a good source of vitamin A, while the roots are a good source of vitamin C. Folate, beets contain folate, which helps cells grow and repair. They're also very high in fiber, both insoluble and soluble fiber. Continuing on with some nutritional benefits of beets, they are low calorie and have no cholesterol. They're full of antioxidants, which is indicated by the rich, vibrant colors. Typically, when you slice into a beet, you're going to be greeted by a rich color. They're not a high protein food, but they do have a small amount of protein that can be used as part of your daily protein intake. That's an important macronutrient. A few fun facts about beets. Beet juice is often used as a natural dye. In ancient civilizations, only the beet green was eaten. Roots were used to treat headaches and toothaches. And the heaviest beet on record was 51.48 pounds. So it was a huge beet. I have to wonder how it actually tasted. So that's just some information to get us started on beets. Now I'm going to turn it over to Candace Tucker to dive a little deeper into the nutritional information.
Thank you, Christina, and hello, everyone. My name is Candace Tucker, and I am the Family and Consumer Sciences Agent in Coweta County. If you are a diabetic, you may be wondering, how do fruits and vegetables affect your diabetes? Well, the good news is that all fruits and vegetables are good for you in moderation. This week, let us take a look at beets. Beets are rich in antioxidants and nutrients that have proven health benefits for everyone. Also, consuming beets appears to be especially beneficial for people with diabetes. And the reason for this is that diabetes causes damage to your small and large blood vessels. And this leads to complications that can affect your eyes, your heart, kidneys, and other parts of your body. And the research shows that antioxidants, such as those found in beets, reduce the risk of diabetes complications, including eye disease, kidney disease, neuropathy and diabetic foot disease, and also cardiovascular disease. And besides the wonderful health benefits you can get from beets, they're also versatile, delicious, and easy to include in all kinds of recipes. Personally, I like to add them to my smoothies. So now I am going to hand it over to Becca, who is going to demonstrate a delicious recipe using beets.
Hi guys, welcome to this episode of Made at Home. Thanks Candace and Christina for some great information on beets. So we're actually going to add a little more to this recipe than just beets. We're going to do what is called a roasted root vegetable. And so we're going to use several different rooted vegetables. So we're actually going to use some carrots. We're going to use some potatoes. We're going to use what you may think of as a beet. And we're going to also use a golden beet. So we've got 2 beets going in. Then we're also going to use some ginger. So this is fully a rooted vegetable roast. And so that means that everything we're using grows in the ground. And then we're going to top it off with our Oliver Farms Benet seed oil. And then if you wanted to add some dairy to it, you could add some cheese, Parmesan cheese on top of your recipe. So our oven is already preheated to 350 degrees. We are gonna cut our vegetables into some large chunks. So with our carrots, I did go ahead and peel our carrots off, so they don't have any skin to them. So the carrots, I'm gonna start with cutting them in half, and then I'm just gonna cut them into half again, and then I'm probably gonna cut them into 6 so that we've got more of a stick-like with our carrots. So they're gonna look something like that. And we're just gonna start laying our carrots onto our pan. So you can cut them in circles, you can cut them in strips. It's kind of however you want your carrots to look on your serving. So we're just gonna cut them up. And so you may ask, what is this good with? Well, you could eat it just as your meal, but you also could eat it as a side. You could eat it as your side to your meal. You could eat it as a dish. You could eat it as all kinds of different things. So this is our roasted root vegetable spread. But if you're thinking, well, but I'm a diabetic, guess what? We're not adding sugar into this. We're just giving you some of your natural vegetables and fruits that you need to get in that diet anyway. So not a bad recipe for you to incorporate into some of your daily eating, adding it to that menu plan. So that as we layer, we get enough oil. We're gonna just put a little bit of our oil on there. And we're gonna do the same thing to our potatoes. I'm gonna cut them in half, and then I'm gonna do the same kind of strip cutting, so that we kind of end up with the same design for everything. So this does take about an hour to get tender and have the right cook. So it may take a little bit of pre-planning for you to make sure that you get your vegetables done in order to go with the rest of what's going to be on your plate. Do be aware when you're cutting a beet like this, you are dealing with some color that you may actually bleed onto something. It's a very staining color. So think to yourself, what are some other rooted vegetables you could add? You could add something like turnips. You could add sweet potatoes. You could add, you have a lot of options of rooted vegetables. You could also add non-rooted vegetables. We just have that rooted vegetable focus for this particular dish that we're making. But you could always add squash and zucchini. You could always add some pumpkin. So just take it and make your run with it. Decide what you're gonna eat and how you want it. And then lastly, we got ginger. So I had already peeled the ginger off, and we're just gonna give our ginger some slicing so that it can add some flavor along our dish. Just to give us another one that's rooted. So we're going to top it off with our Benet oil. And it takes about 1/4 cup of your Benet oil, or olive oil, or whatever oil you've decided that you're going to use in your cooking and roasting of your vegetables. So we got it. It's got oil. Make sure it's on all of it so that it's nice and oiled up. And lastly, we're going to put it in that oven. And now, after an hour and a half in baking, serve it up on a plate. And if you notice, we got potatoes, we got those carrots, and we got both styles of our beets. So we did that with our Benet oil, but you can also use olive oil or other oils. So serve this along with your burgers. Serve it along chicken or fish, or just decide. Decide what you want that flavor palette to look like. Thanks for joining me and Christina and Candace on this episode of Made at Home Seasonal Produce. Thanks and have a great day.